Coming up on today's show, our very own Chris Golick was able to hear from 3 VGK players at the press avail at the VGK golf tournament yesterday. We hear their comments coming up next on Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
And welcome aboard, Tony Cardasco and the aforementioned Chris Golick. We are from Las Vegas, of course. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. We are brought to you today. This episode brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Locked On. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Just go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn to get started. So, Chris, ahead on today's episode number 666, I was thinking, man, who you should have interviewed? You should have tried to catch up with the former New Jersey Devil, Sean Burke.
Okay.
Yeah, for episode 666. That's not good.
Okay. Took me a
The
second.
goalie coach who no one can even talk to. So he's a myth. Maybe 666 is a myth. Who knows? So first up, you were at the golf tournament yesterday, and great job there getting some questions in the scrum. And I like that Golick kind of took control, too, of the scrum. First up, we have an interview with Adin Hill, who now can afford, I guess, those Louis Vuitton slides. Thank you, Logan Reaver, for setting up and sending us that photo. He can finally afford those slides after the new contract. But you had an opportunity to first up speak with Adin Hill.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. We have the ability to show videos now. So here we go. We'll talk about this in a second.
Right in our day, it's always exciting.
What's the difference in your personal mindset coming into the season? Last season, not necessarily accurate, but kind of come in as the backup. This season, new contract, Stanley Cup run. How does that feel just for you coming in right now?
Honestly, I'm just excited to get things going. Contract and all that aside, it's coming into the season. Our expectations are high. We're looking to kind of keep the ball rolling. Obviously, losing Smith sucks, but we'll move on and carry on. And we're just excited to get to that first game and get things rolling.
Are you and Logan looking forward to a healthy competition for starts?
Yeah, we've always kind of had that mindset between each other. So, we have a good relationship there. So, we'll just be pushing each other every day in practice and carrying into the games.
Has life changed?
Wow. Losing Smith sucks.
That was also a sub theme, I guess, of the discussions amongst the players.
Interesting. Wow. I wonder if that will impact this team any. And then next,
you can't replace him. He's not replaceable. He will.
Yeah, interesting. Next, we hear from Keegan Colasar, who gets a little bit emotional from some video clips that we saw about winning the Stanley Cup.
It's an easy way to get together.
Do you have any personal goals or achievements for next season?
Nothing personal. You know what? This was such a surreal summer. It was such an amazing feeling. Also, the partying was pretty cool too. So that and being another winner gives itself enough motivation for all of us.
Are you addicted to the confetti right now?
To the confetti? No. There's other things like the beer I'm addicted to. But, that's something that hopefully we can repeat.
Have you thought?
So you guys can't see this, and obviously if you're on audio, you definitely can't see it, but I can watch the reactions on the bottom of the screen while the videos play, and Tony was almost fell off his chair when we got Keegan Colasar's beer comments.
16 beers. That's all I could think of.
Oh, I should have asked Colasar how many beers they get inside that thing and what kind.
No questions about all these celebrations around water.
No. I probably should have, because there was
wasn't the right forum, maybe.
Yeah, that's always the right. That was the right form for about anything, honestly. No, we were right off. I think it was either the first or the 18th hole. I'm not sure. I've never had the pleasure of golfing at the Wynn Golf Course. But I should have made a comment. Hey, there's some water over there. Anyone want to go take a picture with the Stanley Cup and see if anyone would have taken the bait?
I have to ask you, were other players there?
Oh God, yeah. So I think
Were
the
all the
way it was
players
set
there?
up, it was an 18 hole. I don't know if that's proper. Well, 4-man 18 hole scramble. So I believe the way VGK sold the event was you buy in and you get to golf with one Golden Knights player. So you would think at the most there was 18 players there. I saw pictures with, this is kind of interesting. Mark Stone was out there having a good old time on the golf course, and I was cruising Twitter, and some people weren't too happy watching Mark Stone golf, and I get it, but folks, just stop it. No, so I saw Mark Stone. We know Kolesar was there. Who else? I saw Braden McNabb in a video. Derek England was walking around. I saw White Cloud there. So there was definitely a lot more players there.
Tina
Carlson?
Wynn Tina Wynn had an interview with Carlson.
Oh, okay. So he really was there. Okay, I thought you were.
Yeah.
Whenever you say
No, he
William
was
Carlson, I don't know where you're going, Tony. I'm here for the ride.
Tina Wynn from Channel 13 was at the Wynn. So she got to speak to whoever she wanted to, I guess.
One of the old general managers I used to work for when I worked at Bally's a long time ago was Marilyn Wynn, who actually transferred to the Wynn as well. So
interesting tidbit. It is episode number 666. Okay, so we've got Ben Hutton up next. And so Hutton, tee it up, man.
Yeah, so Hutton is fun. Hutton is one of the most laid back VGK players to talk to, and you can definitely tell he is riding the high, but just the human element of the interaction with him strikes a bit differently.
Have you watched any of the games? Have you watched the celebration?
Yeah, there's been some celebrations, and we had a cool video that you guys actually might have made there. So we watched that a few times. I put that on the TV just to get fired up, and we had it on at the bar when we were having the cup celebration. So yeah, it was cool.
What is it like? Just coming around town, you go out for dinner or something like that. You're not really, if you're not recognized, but you're just kind of sitting there enjoying yourself, and you see someone wearing a Golden Knights jersey. You see something come on the TV that shows the Golden Knights as Stanley Cup champions. How does that make you feel when you just kind of sit back and take that moment in?
Yeah, it's a feel good for sure. And I always, especially for the kids when they have a Vegas Golden Knights shirt, and being back in Ontario, if I see them, whether you recognize me or not, I'm always like, hey, nice shirt, buddy. And you can just see they get lit up, they're excited, and some guys. Some kids didn't even know, they're like, yeah, we won the Stanley Cup, and it's just cool. It's fun to see, and it's awesome.
When you have a whole...
So I almost slipped up on that one. So I started to say you're unrecognizable, and you caught me stopping there. I didn't want to say he's not like Mark Stone or William Carlson, like everyone's going to recognize him. That wasn't the way to say that. It was, hey, you're in your street clothes, you're not really recognizable. And then I knew enough to stop myself right there, and I walked it back without pissing him off, I think.
No, did you ask him if he saw the Barbie movie? I think that's what the fans really want to know.
I'm sure it was asked if I would have stayed around a little bit longer. No, maybe if he did how many Barbie dances he was. The better question would have been how many random celebrations was he in, and then all of a sudden the Barbie music comes on, and all the players, someone put him up to it.
What was the tone? You interviewed these three players, but just what is the tone of this team heading into this season?
It's confident, and obviously we're going to hit a little bit more on that in a few minutes here, but it's much different, and you wonder how the pressure felt from coming into the previous seasons not making the playoffs, and then now the difference in the pressure level coming in as Stanley Cup champions. And personally, I felt there'd be less pressure coming in as the Stanley Cup champion. I felt that the players aren't going to coast. No, but you win the Stanley Cup, it changes everything. It changes everything for every one of these players, besides the ones that, did it for the second and third time, which isn't too many of them. So I'm not saying I felt they were going to slow down by any means, but the point is they're motivated, and they want to piss off the hockey world again, it looks like.
Coming up next, we're going to approach this subject. Is VGK overconfident? You say they have confidence, but are they overconfident heading into this upcoming season? We explore that next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Get ready for the NFL season. kicked off last night. Incredible game with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off of the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now's the best time to join FanDuel, folks. The app is easy to use. It can be bet on everything that you see out there, from the point spreads to the player props and much, much more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season with an offer that you won't want to miss. FanDuel, the official partner of the National Football League. We are back on Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick coming up, of course, as always on Fridays. It is our tradition with WTF. What the Friday? What the stinking Friday? Okay, just
another week comes to an
family
end.
show. Yeah, unbelievable. And so right before the break, we started to talk a little bit about the confidence level of VGK. And to say that they weren't changed here by winning the cup, like Mark Stone said, you can't deny that your life has changed. That's what he told Pat McAfee, as we saw. I personally don't believe that this VGK team is not overconfident. Oh, double negatives. Okay, so they are overconfident. I think they are. Yeah, in other words, they are overconfident.
2 negatives equal a positive. Is that what we're
doing? Yeah, I
now?
think so.
Okay.
They do have a very confident demeanor about them. Yes, we've watched them throughout the course of the offseason after winning the cup. Now it is back to business. When did they get started with practices here?
I mean, unofficially, they've already started. The captain's practices, the unofficial practices, the practices that never happened are happening right now every morning pretty much. I got the date yesterday and I forgot already. I think it was probably right after the rookie face-off.
Yeah, and this team now will have a target on its back this upcoming season.
I think that's a good thing.
And it's just a matter of how they're going to handle things.
Yeah, and looking at last season, Golden Knights came out shot out of a cannon. First third of the season, really good. Middle third of the season, more or less right up to the All-Star break, not very good. And then obviously last third of the season, the Golden Knights in Edmonton were absolutely scorching hot down the stretch. And I even thought Edmonton was going to run away with the cup the way they were playing, but obviously the Golden Knights found a way to slow them down. So the Golden Knights are prepared. They know when to turn it on and when to conserve a little bit of energy. They have to. There's a lot of 30-somethings on this team. There's some health issues on this team. Of course, Mark Stone and his back is the most notable of the health issues. At some point, you wonder if Pietrangelo is going to slow things down a little bit. Marchessault, we've talked about a possible regression. And, this isn't being negative. This is simply just acknowledging the reality that the team is a year older, coming off of a shortened offseason, a fun offseason, mind you, but a very shortened offseason where they maybe didn't have the same health regimen as they did leading up to a season in which they did not qualify for the playoffs. So you look at all of that, and the Golden Knights will be ready to manage that, I think. There might be some reality checks where it's a random game. Let's say, I don't know, in the middle of November, Arizona comes to town, and the Golden Knights think they're going to walk all over them. And, like the San Jose Sharks did, I think they beat the Golden Knights 5-2 on home ice last season, which is never supposed to happen. So the fact that the Golden Knights do have this target on their back is going to help to keep them grounded, so to speak, right? No one's going to give the Golden Knights a victory because they're the Stanley Cup champion. There's going to be 82 opportunities this season for other teams to measure themselves against the Stanley Cup champion. No matter how bad your season is going, no matter how bad of a run your team is on, if you beat the Golden Knights, whether it's on the road or at home, you defeated the Stanley Cup champion. And that is something that can be used as a motivator for the National Hockey League.
Yeah,
and
for
the Golden Knights.
Well, I mean, last year, let's face it, again, it was a perfect storm for VGK. Not everything is going to go according to form this upcoming season.
It's a perfect storm for any team that wins the Stanley Cup. There's luck. There's being on the right side of variance. There's Adin Hill making a save that he doesn't make one. He makes 1 out of 99 times, and it's a remarkable save when it happens.
There's the
awesome.
Bruins dropping out of the playoffs.
I don't know. Do you think that's the goal? I don't think the Bruins would have walked all over the Golden Knights by any
I would
means.
love
Had
to have
it
seen
been
that
Boston.
series.
Oh,
I
of
would have paid
course.
good money for that
I
series.
would have loved to see Vegas Edmonton as a Stanley Cup final. If that, I mean, that was the Stanley Cup final as we learned, right? Dallas didn't really. I mean, Dallas, yes, it was a 4-2 series, but it was wasn't really that. And the Florida series, still hasn't started yet.
Okay, subtopic. Something that came across on social media. They had this list of the best NHL teams to watch this
Oh,
upcoming season
you got
by
my
Sarah
WTF. But go
Sivian.
ahead.
Oh, is this one of your WTFs? We're
If
gonna
I had
start
thought
doing-
about it, it was going to. I didn't write it down, so it's 50-50
Okay.
if I would have hit or not.
Okay, so in any event, so the most exciting team to watch: the Seattle Kraken, New Jersey Devils, number 2, Florida Panthers, 3, your Chicago Blackhawks. They're going to be fun, yes, no doubt. Buffalo's 5, Edmonton 6. Edmonton 6. I would watch Edmonton every night. And of course they're going to be on TV every night, so we will be
That's
watching
good.
them every night. And then the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Dallas Stars. Where is VGK? Is this not a fun team to watch this upcoming season?
I don't know how Seattle gets the top of the list.
Oh,
If
yeah.
there's one team on that
They
list
kind
that
of
I'll
bore me. They
question,
bore me. They're not exciting. They're good. They're fundamentally sound. They do some great things, but they're not exciting up and down the ice and scoring.
no, and
Edmonton would be at the top of my
they've done
list.
some good things in the offseason. They've added some experience on the blue line. They're going to be, every bit as a tough out as they were last season. They might have another 100-point season coming up too. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would feel that if you're the Stanley Cup champion, that automatically qualifies you for the top 8. But I mean, hey, what are we going to do?
Who does? I think Sarah Sivian. I think doesn't she follow and cover? I think she covers the Canes, the Hurricanes, and they're not even in that list.
Hurricanes are going to be a very exciting team.
And the Penguins are going to be fun, I think, with all the new pieces that they've added. That could be a fun team to watch.
I talk about the age of the Golden Knights and all that. I don't know what the average age between the two teams is, but I know Pittsburgh, they got a small window, and if they don't do it this year or next year, the years after that with that Carlson contract and whatever Crosby gets paid again, it's going to be Pittsburgh's got 2 years.
Okay, coming up next, it is that time once again for our weekly feature, WTF, What the Stinking Friday. We'll return with more right after this on Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen each and every day. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel that is Locked On Golden Knights. And Chris, it is that time once again. It is that time for WTF, What the Friday. There's so many topics here. I don't even know where to begin. I'll just start off kind of mild. I'll go mildly. It is WTF. Is it that time of year again when the Bill Foley subscription runs out on the hashtag? So if you put Vegas born, we don't have the little shield showing up. WTF.
Do they got to pay money for that?
Mild. Yeah, I think you do have to pay money for that.
I have no idea. I honestly, I wondered that
do.
because sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I know nothing
his
about
subscription
Twitter.
ran out. Yeah. The wine bottle of the month, that still shows up at the Foley residence, but we cannot get the shield. WTF.
That's interesting. I learn something new every day. So I talk a lot about age and stuff like that. My wife has figured something interesting out. It's her birthday today, actually. And
Happy
she's celebrating
birthday.
her 21st birthday for the 18th consecutive year. So, good for
Wow.
her for figuring that out. And more importantly, we actually had my daughter Allie's birthday yesterday. It was her 8th birthday, and we celebrated by her first ever soccer practice. So that was a good time.
Fun.
So
Well, you had a
birthdays
lot
in
of
the Golick
goodies.
household.
You had a lot of goodies there for her too. I saw those.
There's always goodies, and if there was one blessing about Allie's birthday, it was on a school day. It's not like Christmas morning where you got the whole dang day to go through presents and it's exhausting and the clock just goes so slow. She had school. I got it was that was good, but we got shenanigans. We're gonna flaming fajitas for lunch today. That's gonna be a good time actually. Can't wait for that.
Okay.
So positive WTF.
Yep. That's a good WTF. For once, we've got some positivity. I'm in mid-season form, of course.
Let me hit another one here. I'm not sure where you're going, but I'm going to hit another one here. So
do it, man. I'm ready.
So This dude licks people. He snaps people's skates in the face-off circle. He's been ejected from a game for spearing a goalie right where the sun don't shine early in the game too. And now that might be your next captain of the Boston Bruins, Brad Marchand. I don't know if it's been officially announced yet, but with Krejci and more importantly Bergeron out of the picture, he's the last man standing. And oddly enough, I was selling some boxes of hockey cards to people last night in my personal business, and
you got a Cale Makar card.
Oh, we got a huge Cale Makar earlier in the week. That was
how much is that one worth?
1,500, 2K, something like that.
Nice.
But no, we hit 2 Brad Marchand autographs last night, which doesn't happen too often. So that was kind of cool. So Brad Marchand, WTF. Let's see if it turns out to be Captain Brad Marchand and how that's going to work out. And remember, Bruce Cassidy actually mentioned some interactions he had with Brad Marchand about what he wants his legacy to be, and after he got suspended from some games and stuff like that. So we'll see if Bruce Cassidy's comments have helped Marchand at all as he comes in the next season as the possible captain of the Bruins.
WTF, I texted you this the other night. Isaiah Seville is not 6'1". I'm sorry, man. Maybe in platform shoes or maybe on skates. Very high skates.
People wear all sorts of shoes these days, Tony.
I saw him
at
I saw him at the Dollar Loan Center at the G League game the other night. And even like next to those players, he looks about 5'8", 5'9".
I walked next to him a couple times. I don't know. 6'1" feels a bit generous, but I've never been that close to him.
Yeah. I had to look it up, man. 6'1". Are you kidding me? WTF. We've got some from, of course, our good friends on the X. And so a good one from Louis Gregory at LouDog777. Why is Frank Saravelli bringing up Nolan Patrick's health when the poor kid has went from potential superstar to never was? Very poor taste. Hashtag WTF.
And never was a bit aggressive, but keep going. That's
no, but we've not heard anything from VGK on this matter.
There's nothing from VGK.
Okay. Or just I'm really curious to see if we do hear something else simmers, percolates.
We need clarification from Saravelli. When me and you say something goofy, people are going to ask us about it and maybe call us out and we'll talk about it, whatever. But Saravelli is many, many notches and podiums and rings, however you want to put it, above you and I, as far as when he talks, a lot more people listen, which also gives you a different level of accountability. And when you do say something like that, you should be held accountable. And I wish more people would be calling him out on Twitter and not even calling him out like why. What we're talking about, folks, is Saravelli did make a comment about Nolan Patrick on a podcast. I forgot what it was. I don't know if he was on 32
Edmonton
Thoughts or what it was.
Edmonton Now.
Oh, Edmonton Now. Okay, yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
he was on Edmonton Now, and he makes the comment, Nolan Patrick maybe was healthier than the Golden Knights led people to believe. Okay, fine. Why did you say that comment? What does that comment mean? Saravelli's track record, Tony, I will not argue with you. Although he was a little bit off on the John Gibson story, it seemed like, but in general,
he said he wanted out. He was facing 50 shots a game. I would want out.
I would want out too, but it's come out, maybe he ran with the comments a little more than he needed to. You see that. So, and that's fair. His job to generate clicks. That's how he makes money. I'm okay with that. But when you make a comment like that about someone's health, about their situation, I mean, I don't know, he's Dr. Frank Saravelli. I don't know if he knows stuff about this, but, just clarify the comment. Why did you say that? What is it that you think about the Golden Knights and how they handled the Nolan Patrick situation? And if there is something happening that should not have been happening, well, then maybe, you should tell the world what's going on. But the question that I have to this moment, I'm not aware of Nolan Patrick working out, getting a PTO, getting a contract offer, getting an AHL offer, getting any type of offer to get back on the ice. So that also speaks for itself in all of this.
WTF, my man, yes, Chris Golick at the golf course yesterday with the sphere behind him. Why did they put up the Golden Knights logo? That would have been kind of cool.
I asked about that, and they said it has not been up there to the best of their knowledge.
Interesting. WTF, our good friend at XReb Fan X, who is one of my biggest fans out there. Why are the Knights letting guys that qualify as rookies play in the rookie camp? Seems shady. WTF. That was in response to the Brendan
Wait, guys that
Brisson
qualify as rookies, was that or
He
don't
was
qualify as
taking a-
rookies?
taking a shot at me because I was talking about Brendan Brisson. Why in the world is he playing in the rookie
It's only his
face-off?
second one, Tony. You're that. I'm with you on most things, but you're a little off on that one. You're a little
That's
off on that
okay.
one.
No, you don't have to. I don't want you to agree. We also have WTF. So Maxine, people like it when I call him Maxine Comtois instead of Max. Someone made a comment about that the
But
other
that's
day.
his real name, correct? Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
We're not knocking the guy or saying
If
something
he
weird
makes
there.
the team, I'll have some sort of a crazy nickname for him. So anyway, he should be here next week from everything. These reports from Canada should be here on Monday for his PTO. WTF? I can't let things go ever. Why would VGK not invite Noah Gregor here? I thought that he would be really good. He signed for PTO with Toronto with the Maple Leafs. And of course, the Sharks didn't give him a qualifying offer, so he is a free agent. And so last year, 10 goals, 17 points, career minus 51, but Maxine Comtois about the same. Seriously,
they're cut from the same cloth, Anaheim and San Jose, as far as that goes. So that means nothing.
4 seasons he played with the Sharks. Oh, another note on a WTF note about Maxine Comtois. He had 9 goals last season. Guess what? All 9 at even strength. So he could become a good 5v5 player for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, you wonder if he were to make the team, can he? I'm not sure based on his time of service if he can get a 2-way contract. I don't know exactly how that side of the business works, but if let's just assume for a second he made the team and was going to be one of the 20 skaters, where would he possibly slot in? And more importantly, would he knock someone off? I mean, line 4 is not moving anywhere, so really we're talking about Howden, which is safe on day one. We're talking about Amadio, who is probably safe on day one. And then we're talking about Cotter and Dorofeev, who are competing basically for the vacant role that Riley Smith left behind. And then now you put a 3-horse race in there. I mean, I don't mind the competition. I think it'd be good. And, the team can use the depth because we know there's going to be all sorts of injuries. Mark Stone's ceiling is literally 50 games this year, whether it's a pitch counts or his back gives out or something happens. So that's going to be 30 games right there, plus everything else that's going to happen. So, maybe it could be listen, I'll say this again. When the Golden Knights signed Chandler Stevenson, we're like, okay, cool. And look what Stevenson turned out to be. So there you go.
WTFs in abundance today. One WTF to just kind of keep on the radar. For some odd reason, Brett Howden of the Brett Howden line and his wife have gone dark. They have gone private on their Instagrams. And so just saying, of course, he was on that 2019 team, the Canadian juniors team that is under investigation. But we'll just keep an eye on that. WTF.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even. I think I told you we'll kind of maybe relax with that a little bit. But I mean, listen, I'm going to walk this very carefully. But Maxine Comtois coming in. Brett Howden's Twitter is dark.
That's all I did. Let's just see what's going. Something's going on there. Something's happening because we know we've got a very good feel for VGK.
Or or he took a lesson from Shea Theodore's girl and just said, "Screw it! I don't want you saying something's going to piss off the fan base." So no more public social media. It could be something as simple as that.
Well, you could turn off comments. You could turn off comments.
Yeah, but once you make the comment, it's out there.
Yeah, that's for sure. WTF? You saw this one too. Alec Martinez tweeted out, "First place Lions." With the lion emoji.
Mahomes leads the league in interceptions. Did they hang the banner yet? I think there's going to be a banner ceremony whenever the Lions' first home game is won a game on prime time.
I know they could be in a tie for first place, but let's face it here. This is a very big weekend for Denver. The Broncos and the Raiders are home team here because whoever wins.
What's the over under 76.5?
They could be in first place in the AFC West. Got to find an angle, Mr. Golick, but it's great to have football.
We got
back.
Football. This is great. Yeah, I'm excited. This is awesome.
It's a great time of year.
And this is about the time the Golden Knights fans. Oh, Raiders Twitter didn't say anything about the Golden Knights.
Right, exactly. I'm surprised. They should be every day tweeting about each other. I think
Every day. Every
For
they should
my
be every
man.
dayers of each other. Every dayers of each other. There you go, Tony. Take
He
us
is
home.
Chris Golick. I am Tony Cardasco. He is at TD Chris G, as you see on your screen. I am at Tony Dasco. We are at Locked On VGK on Twitter. And make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's a great present coming up for all the holidays ahead. This has been a momentous episode, number 666, whatever that
Absolutely.
means.
Huge.
I thought you were going to wear like devil horns or something today. You disappointed me. You really let me down, but great job on the golf course. Those questions were
I made up for
supreme, for sure. We'll see you again. Oh, thanks to the everydayers too for tuning in. We'll see you again on Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Have a great weekend, everyone.